I'm 54, I have very dry skin, and I have rosacea. This is my skincare routine. It's pretty simple, and almost all of it is drugstore pricing. So let's get started with the evening. This is me editing the video, so I'm popping in here to just say there is a major update at the end of this video about my skincare regimen. So be sure to watch till the very end and you will see what I am doing now, which literally just changed. The first product I'm going to use is a cleanser to get just my makeup off. My favorite for many, many years has been Clinique's Take the Day Off. It is not cheap. It is a balm that basically goes into kind of a oily substance when you add water to it, and it washes off clean, non-greasy. It doesn't hurt my eyes, although I will tell you that Rachel tells me it does. Rachel's my daughter. It does hurt her eyes. I don't know if they changed it. I noticed nothing. So because of that, we were on the lookout for something else she could try. So we started using this. It is e.l.f. Holy Hydration Makeup Melting Cleansing Balm. And this is a newer product for e.l.f. And I will tell you, this is almost a complete dupe. And I'm saying almost because this has a slight scent where this has 0 scent. But this is less than half of this. And I realize that this is much smaller than this, but buying a few of these is still going to be cheaper than this. I pretty much use the same amount of this than I would with this. Now, I've used an entire tub of this because I wanted to be able to recommend it to you guys if I really liked it. But as soon as I'm done with these, I'm switching to this. That's my first thing I do is I get rid of all my makeup. I make sure the mascara is off, and me with waterproof mascara, that takes a while, but I want it all off my face. Now that does not actually clean my face. That just gets the buildup of things that I've had throughout the day off of it and my makeup and things. But now it's time to actually deep clean my face. I do have a trifecta of cleansers from CeraVe, but I use them in different ways. So number one I use in the evening it's called the Hydrating Cream to Foam Cleanser. And this is a newer product from CeraVe, and I believe it is a good product. It doesn't strip my skin, and I think this does a really good job taking off any residual makeup that maybe my first cleanse didn't get, but also cleaning out my pores and really making it feel clean. Now, there is one other product cleanser I use of theirs, but I use it sparingly, and that's because I have rosacea. It is the Renewing SA Cleanser. SA stands for salicylic acid. And my dermatologist told me I really should not be using this because I have rosacea, but I do have a mild case. What I do with this is I use it in strategic areas, and that is just around my nose. I struggle on my nose with whiteheads and a little bit of blackheads, not too bad. So this helps to get that cleansed a little bit deeper. So that's what I do on a daily basis to get my face clean. Now, there are some things that I do on a weekly or monthly basis. One thing I do maybe once a week, and it's something my dermatologist told me I probably should not be doing with rosacea, but it does make a difference to me with my skin, and I'm very gentle. So this is one of the products that is not drugstore. This is from Dermalogica. It is their daily microfoliant. I use this maybe once a week, maybe every other week. It says daily, but that's for people who do not have dry rosacea skin. So I use this just to get some of the dead cells. If I see extra skin, like if I've really been dealing with some dryness, I need to get that extra skin off of my face so that everything looks better in the long run. So this is the thing she says I shouldn't use because it does have a physical exfoliant. You can feel the little beads. When I apply this, I do not rub hard at all. I literally get a little bit on my hands and I very gently rub it across my face. I don't do my eye area at all. I center it on my forehead and around here where it just feels drier. The other thing I do is I get rid of the little hairs on my face. I shave my face. So I've washed my face and it is dried completely. So you don't want to do this with any moisture on your skin. Then you want to have a 10 times zoom mirror, which I have right here. That's important so you can really see what you're doing. Then you want to use a clean new blade. So this is the Schick Silk Touch. They're cheap. I get them on Amazon. I'll link them below. But I use a new one every single time. You could nick yourself and then have bacteria that's on this from before. So use a new one every time. What you're basically doing is you're taking off just the little hairs off of your face, and it's very easy to do. It makes a world of difference on how your face feels afterwards. You're going to want to put the blade about a 45-degree angle on your skin. And what I do is I bring my hand over here and I kind of just make my face nice and tight. And that way it gets a nice smooth area to work on. And I use this at a 45. You can see it's about like that. And I'm just going to use a little bit of strokes. And if you guys can see the hairs coming off, it's hairs and skin. But you guys can see the hairs. Again, hold it tight, do little strokes. Now I'm really careful to make sure I don't get my hair. And I go up here. And again, little strokes, 45 degrees, adjust. Now, is my face getting red? Yes, it's going to get red. That's typical. So I've done the other side. Now what I'm going to do is do in between my nose. Or my eyebrows, I should say. I normally do is just angle it and do a little bit and angle it and do a little bit, because most of these I want to be very careful around my eyebrows. There's hairs flying everywhere. Now above my eyebrows, I don't have a lot of hair, so that's not a big area for me, but you may hold it tight again and then go ahead and go right. You can see I have a little bit coming off there. So it's not a huge amount, but it's good to get it. And I stop right above my eyebrows. The last place that I do is right around my lip. Now, most of the time I will pluck these hairs because I want to get down to the root. So anything that's dark, I will have gone through and already plucked those out because, again, I want the root. I don't want to just shave it off to have it come back. I definitely have a lot of fine hairs and white hairs, so I want to just make it clean. So this area is very wrinkly and lots of bumps and stuff, and I want to smooth it out. So what I do is, again, I'm around here, I know because I'm right-handed, and I will lift it up, and I'll just kind of bring it down. And then just kind of and it's good because it gets it all off. Okay, so now that I've shaved every place that I want to shave, my skin is kind of raw right now. So I'm going to be really gentle for the next day to just really moisturize so it just kind of calms down. After I'm done getting everything off of my face with the blade, the last thing I will do is use this. This is e.l.f. Gentle Peeling Exfoliant. This gets all the extra like loose skin that I didn't get from shaving. I get it off my face, and I only use it at this point. I don't use it any other time. This is kind of a magical thing. The way my skin feels after using this, it is like so clean. It does definitely dry me out, so I have to moisturize a lot when I'm done, but this whole process dries me out. But in the long run, my skin feels so much better. I recommend doing this in the evening because your skin is going to look inflamed and red because you're just working it so much. And I love getting all those little hairs that catch the light or catch powder that just makes it look cakey. I love getting those off. That is one thing I do about once a month. So now that my face is very, very clean and I have gotten all the extra junk off of it, now it's time to replenish it and make it feel moisturized and smooth. So 2 products that I've been using for this entire winter, I believe that these have made a huge difference on how soft and actually more like plump. I can't describe it any other way. I just feel like my skin feels like it's younger. They're both from The Ordinary. It's 100% organic rosehip seed oil, and this is 100% pure derived squalane. And according to my dermatologist, these are actually essential oils. And she did say you need to be careful with essential oils to just make sure I'm not getting any contact dermatitis. That's how she called it, which is basically, I believe, a reaction to it. I have very much not had a problem with it. I have actually loved it. So in the evening, I will do about 4 or 5 drops of each one, and I rub them together, and that's what I rub onto my face right after I've cleansed everything. When I have that on my face, I immediately will put on a moisturizer, and the one I like the most is CeraVe's Skin Renewing Night Cream, and I've been using this for a long time. I love this product. It is definitely a deep cream, and I literally ran out of it last night. This thing is completely empty, so I have to go buy it today. But I love this. It is just such a strong, it has ceramides, it has so many things that is good skincare. And again, it's CeraVe, and their skincare line is just top notch, and it's so inexpensive, which I love. One thing I do consider skincare, and the reason I consider, it's not care, but it's more just helping me look good with my skincare, is I use a tanning product it's from Ulta Beauty, and it's self-tanning drops. And I use this maybe once a week if I feel like I'm looking particularly pale. Obviously in the middle of the winter, I will maybe do it twice a week. But what I do is I put my moisturizer in my palm of my hand, and then I use a few drops and I put that in the palm of my hand with it, and I mix it together and I put it on my face and just rub it in like normal. I make sure I get the back of my neck onto my chest, and so everything kind of blends in the same thing. I thought I would get a better result if I used this on my face by itself and then do all my other skincare. And I don't know why, but it looks and works better when I combine these together and rub those together and then rub them on. But I do know it's a much more even coating because of my moisturizer. It just kind of makes it look all nice and very natural. So that's my evening routine. Now on to my morning routine. Now, obviously in the morning, my skin isn't necessarily dirty. And I used to not wash my face again. I used to just think, how dirty did it get? I'll just put my, my face stuff on, more moisturizer, and go. But I noticed a massive difference when I started washing my face in the morning and reapplying new skincare. I think it's okay if you don't. I don't think it's a rule. I've heard dermatologists say you don't have to wash it in the morning. But for me personally, it does make a difference. But I'm much more gentle. So in the morning, what I'll do is I will wash my face first with CeraVe's hydrating cleanser. So this is different. This is not the cream to foam. This is not the SA. It's just hydrating cleanser. And this is kind of like a gel, kind of creamy gel kind of thing. And I'll just rub it all over my face and just splash water and then use a washcloth and get it off. It's very quick. It dissolves easy. I love it. It's so gentle on my skin. So then I just get all the extra stuff, and if I drooled or the goobers out of the corner of my eyes, loveliness, and I get all that off. The next thing I do again is I go in with the squalane. and the rosehip seed oil. I put those both. Now, then in the morning, I will use only about 2 drops per bottle. And that's because it is oil and I'm going to be putting more things plus makeup on my face. And I don't want it to be too much on my face. So I'm much more conservative with how much I use in the morning. So I'll rub those 2 together and I'll put them all over my face again, avoiding my brow area. You will remember in my brow video, I'll put it below, I don't like it on my brows because then it makes it so my brow products have a hard time adhering to it. So I avoid my brow area for any skincare at this point. After I've done with the squalane and the rosehip seed oil, I will use the CeraVe PM moisturizer. This I'd use a little bit less than I use the night cream the night before again, but this is this is a lotion where, and that's the difference. This is a cream, which means it's thicker, and this is a lotion, which means it's thinner. And so this is much better for the morning when I'm going to be putting more things on my face. What I'll usually do is I will let this sit on my face for about a minute. I'll brush my teeth, or I'll go and choose out my outfit that I'm going to wear for the day, whatever. Just let it sit a little longer. And then I will go in with SPF. And I use the CeraVe Ultralight Moisturizing Lotion. And this has been great. I love this stuff. It works well under makeup. And some people, if you're not as dry as me, you could use this in place of this. I just use them both because I have dry skin. You might not need both of those, so I would just use this. It is a lotion. It is a moisturizing lotion. It just happens to have SPF in it as well. So you could just use this. But for me personally, I need both. And so this goes on my forehead, all over my face, and I also get my chest area because I don't want sun getting there as well. I had a major change since I filmed that. I went to my dermatologist and she prescribed tretinoin for me. So that is going to change what I do mostly in the evening. So once I've used tretinoin for a few months and I've gotten it figured out and how I do things, then I will do a follow-up video and let you know what my skincare routine will be with that integrated in it, because that is a major change to a skincare regimen. I've only used it once at this point, so I wanted to go ahead and put out my previous one because that's what I've been using for like months and months and months, and some of those things for several years. So stay tuned for that. The 2 videos I talked to, I'll put right here, and I will see you guys in the next video. God bless.